Well, welcome to the Finance Committee Subcommittee on Capital. Today is the 11th. Posted meeting is posted to start at 5:30. It is 5:30. First thing is approval of the minutes of the January meeting.
I think I missed that one. I think I was on that one, so I think I have to abstain.
Okay, how about February meeting?
Or maybe I got them backwards. I was here for January and February was the one I missed, so.
I'll look it up. Did you have any comments on the one you were here? Okay. The topic for tonight is cemetery and highway capital plans. We'll start off saying we don't know what we're gonna have for capital till we
Yeah.
know the budget, so
Well, we're hearing,
we're accepting proposals but not approving them because we have $175,000 budgeted, and the Stacy next step in HIVAC was 150 by itself. For the last few years, we've counted on free cash to allow us to meet our capital needs, but I'm a little worried about if the budgets are as squeezed as the governor is proposing, there may not be a lot of free cash. We'll have to see. But let's go through the items and we'll deal with what we can afford once we know the numbers.
okay, so,
What do you want to start with?
yes, I am
Cemetery?
I got a little different list than you do, because I kind of refined it a little. So FY '27,
That's this coming fall town meeting 26.
right.
Cemetery, we have 3 items.
Let me see what I got for cemetery here. Okay, I got it, on the page. Yeah, so cemetery, we have a John Deere tractor for FY '27. A new snow blower for FY '27 for 5,000,
Yep.
and the irrigation system
The 25?
for 25. Irrigation is probably the most important one out of that whole entire thing, just to let you know that, because it's no longer working. So we have no water for people to use, to water flowers and stuff like that. It's completely falling apart, leaking everywhere, so we just shut it right down now.
So while we're talking about that one, just so we have the image, is that a sprinkler system or is that just like plumbing so people
No,
can?
I shouldn't call it irrigation, it's faucets.
Okay,
But what we're gonna replace it with is an irrigation system, so it'll be plastic lines, all done similar to an irrigation system, with faucets in various locations.
So right now it's faucets.
Yes,
And this
should
is,
change that to faucets. I have his watering system, so.
but the 25,000 for a water system.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. It's probably not gonna be 25,000, but I
just
think it's gonna be around 20.
just to complete the thought though, I think you were starting to describe its faucets now. Would there be a lot of sprinkler heads in the future one or is it?
No
Okay,
sprinkler heads, no irrigation at all.
okay. Just
Strictly
faucets.
faucets. Yep.
This is to allow people to have water for the grave sites.
Right. Yeah, I think we have 10 faucets throughout the cemetery. But it's an old antiquated metal system that's all rotten, and they just keep breaking and leaking. Can't keep up with it.
Have we had the 5 questions submitted?
I have not yet. Isn't that something we're supposed to do before town meeting, though?
Yep.
Snow blow, it's a year like this would have been a handy unit to have, but we don't have it yet, so that's second on our list.
And what would you clear with, it's probably plowing that happens, and just maybe talk about snow removal and how this fits in.
Well, we could do some clearing with it around the cemetery, but when you have a funeral and you have 20 inches of snow, and it's in the middle of the cemetery, you gotta kind of clear a huge area, and you can't take machines out there, really. You need something just small.
And right now, we don't have one, or the one we had broke?
Very old walk-behind one that's just really old. It's probably 30 years old. So for this unit would be something that connects to one of the lawnmower units we have, just connects to the front of it.
This is just a blower attachment.
Yes.
25 grand?
No, 5 grand.
Oh, 5 grand.
5 grand, that's so you can put a little cover on the machine so you don't get covered in snow while you're doing it, you know, when the wind blows on your snowblower, that whole thing. So that includes that. It's like $4,600 total.
Again, we need the information, the 5
Yep.
questions.
Yeah. So if I do that sooner than later and just send it to you, you'll have that come
Good,
beginning of,
because we'd like to have it a month before town meeting.
I'll
so
do that sooner. I'll get you all of them that we need.
And what's with the tractor?
The tractor is a tractor they can use around the cemetery for moving materials, we've been doing our own lumen seeding after graves are dug, because it just works better for us to do that. We can get the grass growing much better. We know the product is perfect, and we just do it ourselves. Just little clearing he does there. It's gonna have a mowing deck on it. It is gonna be able to mow the bigger spaces with a 60-inch mow deck, rather than sending 2 lawnmowers for hours. It's a combination of a lot of things. It's been on here for quite a while, but, I mean, that's not the most important thing here, so.
So is that a replacement for one?
No, well, yes and no. We have 2 tractors that we're gonna be getting rid of when we get this one.
Okay.
They're more or less backup tractors that we've had to use when machines break down, so this will be the new backup, and all the other things it'll be able to do. So that would rate number 3 on this list.
That's it for this year.
Yeah, I only have half of what was, there was some changes on it. So, we are looking in the future, and I don't know what year this is because I cut it off, so this was an add-on for the next 5 years, but we're looking to buy a mini excavator to actually start digging graves. We're paying almost $1,000 to $1,200 a grave. We're not paying, but the families that are burying someone are paying that. So we're looking to, maybe buy the machine, do the digging ourselves. We don't have to worry about timing. We don't have to worry about rushing because, it's a quick funeral or anything like that. We don't have to worry about scheduling. We can just go do it.
How much did you say it was for somebody, for the fee that gets passed to the residents?
It's $1,000 to $1,200 every time they dig. So we're trying to, we want to bring that price down a little bit and be able to do it ourselves. Like I said, scheduling, it's not a problem. We're there. We do
How many
it.
graves do we dig a year?
It changes, but I think we're average about 60.
So we
Some of those are
would
smaller.
recoup the 60,000 for town?
No, I don't think we'd recoup that in 1 year. The town's not paying. We get reimbursed.
No, I understand. If I want a grave dug, I pay a contractor $1,000.
Right.
If we have this newfangled tractor, would I pay the town $1,000?
Yes, the town would get the money.
That's what I'm saying, so the town would get the money.
Right. So we'd actually make enough money probably to pay for a machine. And I think when the time comes, we're looking to leasing a machine because it probably would just pay for itself.
How much is a machine?
They're between 65 and 70 grand.
This would be for what, year 27? or
So I
something?
had, 28, FY 28,
So that's 27.
yeah, 2027.
Okay, what
I think the
else?
leasing's attractive when you think about it, because, if you're bringing in some revenue, you could probably charge less than $1,000 per, pay for this thing and still make a little bit of money, like, just, if it buying a brand new one's like $65,000, you're doing 60 of them a year, you could see the math of like, oh, that could be a win for everybody, and then it's not
As long
all
as you don't
capital.
have to add any people.
Yeah.
No, in fact, the 2 employees down there now are both getting licensed to run a machine. They're already ahead of the game. They want to take that on. They want the ability to do it when they can, on time and not have to rush, and it alleviates some overtime, which we don't pay, but if you're burying somebody and we have to work late, you have to pay. And, we're just trying to make it nice and
Yeah,
streamlined.
well, that makes sense.
It's a town cemetery, we're not out to, make a killing on this.
We'll talk about that next year. What else do you have on the?
So we have a new building. I don't know what we're gonna do. The buildings are really in rough shape. We either gotta rebuild one, or we gotta think about something here. The roofs are leaking, the rafters are rotted.
Which building is that?
We have 3 buildings on it. We have 1 garage,
Yeah.
which houses all the equipment. Then we have 2 other storage buildings, which one of them could be utilized for maybe an office for the guys to actually have a place to be, when they're not sitting in the garage. But there's a 3rd building that could be storage, but again, they got wooden floors and they're in rough shape. So we either gotta take them down and maybe put 1 building up, or, I don't know, redo 2 of them and get rid of 1 of them. I'm unsure.
Have you talked to Steel?
Yes.
Because maybe BVT could help build it.
So we have priced a few buildings, and we're probably in the $100,000 to $150,000 range for a decent steel garage building, maybe with a connected office.
No, I meant BVT Steel, Dr. Steel.
Oh, no.
I wonder if that could come under his help.
It's a possibility. If we give them enough notice and they have years to, think about it and work on it, maybe they could do a prefab a building for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be worth looking into.
we got time.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we're doing the best we can to keep these buildings going, but they're leaking like mad. Not the garage, but the other 2.
That would be 27 or 28?
28.
Fall of 28?
FY 28, yes.
Okay, that's 27.
27. Well, what did we say for the?
27. Fall of
Well,
27.
then, yeah, okay, sorry, my sheet got cut off, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
So make that 28.
Yeah, everybody kept getting confused when we say fiscal 28.
I always,
So I stopped doing that and said it's the town meeting of 27, which is technically fiscal 28.
so then okay, so I'm looking at it wrong, so 26 would be the tractor, the snow blower, and the water system. That's this year, right, that's 26, right.
That's fall of 26, which will be fiscal 27.
Right, okay. We had a line item on there for land acquisition.
Yeah,
It's not a real important thing, but we're carrying, I forget, do you have it on there? 'Cause I don't-
2030.
500,000.
Yeah,
That's a future thing. That's not something we're looking to do
Right.
now. So that can just keep getting carried and carried, but we do got to think about that. We do need eventually, not maybe in my lifetime, but eventually we are going to have
well,
to.
no, the idea was, once we get over the school, then we can breathe and see what we have.
Yeah. We should have a piece of land for the future, definitely. I know we don't think into the future like that, but,
It's important.
if you get another 20, 25 years out of the cemetery, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
So to grab a piece of land and have it ready and just keep it for that reason.
That's what we did at St. Mary's, and we develop it as we need it.
Right. So that's on there for whatever, I mean, put it in 30, I don't care, whatever.
Yep.
That's important too, because there's not a lot of land.
No, and that's why we're kind of worried and thinking about that now, and, we are gonna run out of space. We did manage to clear, which was on our last, we cleared a big piece of land. The highway department took care of it, cleared, it cost the price of the tree getting cut, that was it. So we cleared it, grubbed it, took all the rocks, all the trash out, everything that needed to be done, and we backfilled it and loomed it and seeded it, so we gained a huge piece of land. That was done at no cost. A pavilion, we do have a pavilion on here,
Never had a
So-
pavilion.
just a pavilion for bad weather funerals. Again, it's more of a wish list thing.
Like a portable that you could set over the
Well,
gravesite.
that, or we were thinking a real pavilion, if you ever been to Sacred Heart Cemetery.
Sacred Heart has it.
Something like that. I don't have a cost for that. I would say 25, 30 grand for a post and beam building. But that's on here also.
What year did you project that?
Why don't we do 29? And that's all I got on my list for now, for cemetery.
Okay, let's talk about the big toys.
All right, so,
I have nothing on the list for this fall.
I do salt brine, another dump truck, most importantly, two-way radio. That's the number one, the two-way radio. That is, if we're gonna do anything, we gotta do that, because we're on low band, and we can't get parts for radios, we can't even buy radios anymore. So we're buying used radios on eBay to put in trucks that have to be reprogrammed, and they're getting more rare every year. So, we've spoken with the same company that did the police and fire 911 system, that whole thing, and it would be connected to that in some way. I don't understand how they do it, but we're talking to probably, he originally said 200, but I think we're looking more at 250 for the entire system. Trucks all redone, hooking up to their repeaters, the whole thing. But that's something we do have to do.
How many trucks would get from vehicles total?
Well, just vehicles, we have probably 49 that will get radios, that have radios. That includes sweepers, sidewalk tractors, loaders, backhoes, trucks.
Wow.
So that puts us on a high band system and a very well working. Right now, you can't, you know, like everybody says about radios, you can't hear us up on Highland Street, but I can hear Bellingham clear as day. That's typically how it
We
works.
heard the same from police and fire not too long ago.
Yeah, when they could.
That's why I said, I know I've heard this before. It's the same thing, same system. I wish we did it back then. I wish we had a little more foresight, but it is what it is. That's my number one. I do have another truck. This is gonna be my last truck for a few years, so another dump truck. This will be the last one, 1999. And that's for 250. That truck is currently parked, so I can't use it anymore.
What dumper is that?
That would be number, we just did 11,
Is it 13 by any chance?
13. It is 13.
And that's dead?
Yeah, it's rotted. The frame's rotted. It's ready to lose the whole front end. It's gonna fall apart. We parked it because we just couldn't use it. I mean, I'd use it for emergency. That would be it. It's just not safe.
Okay.
And what is this? Like, you didn't mention what this truck,
You
you didn't mention how you use that dump truck. Like, what does it get us, or what do we do with it?
Well, it does everything from paving all summer to plowing snow, sanding, mostly plowing snow and sanding. Unfortunately, you know, the trucks can be used all summer, but we only need so many throughout the summer. But the winter is when they really get to use.
So that's it for this year's priorities?
Well, yeah, and I have, what was the other one? I had heating system for the garage. Now, I really haven't pursued any real numbers on that in a long time, but we're running, right now we run ceiling heaters that are running on gas that I can't keep them running. It's just, it's old technology. Most garages today have what you call radiant heat. They'll have a long heat system with reflective heat, basically. I think it'll be more efficient to run those, and there is really no repairs on them. They don't break. There's nothing to do. I mean, Benny's in there every other day fixing these things. It's non-stop. So what I wanted to try to do is eventually outfit the entire building with those. But this would be enough to at least get the mechanics bays done.
How much?
I have it in there for 200, but it may be a little less if I just do the mechanic bays. I really have to research it a little more. I haven't really had a chance to do that.
God, I can remember the days when they died and Shelley tried to bury it, so it was,
They've died 10 times since then. I'm not kidding you. It's constant. There's so many of them that they're all the same issues. It's just old technology. It's not really, doesn't last, and it's very inefficient to run. But again, that would be probably number 2 on my list. And then I had a salt brine machine.
well, that'd be number 3 on your list, right?
What was the other one?
two-way radio, truck, and heater.
And you know something, on my list, they moved the truck forward to 27,
Okay,
but that would have been 27. The truck's in 27,
Yeah.
that's fine. The other one was a salt brine system. Well, what that is, if you ever heard of pre-treating roads, you start to hear that a lot. You see the stripes on the roads before a storm. It's a technology that I really haven't dug into. I mean, I know what it's about, I know how it works. It saves us time. You know, a rush hour, if you can have the roads treated the night before, you don't have to worry about flying in to get the roads salted. You don't want to spread stone, you know, in solid form on roads. It just blows off the road when the car goes by. It doesn't do anything. Salt brine is made to stick to the road, so if you spray it the night before, it's still gonna be there in the morning. It's not going anywhere, so it's in the crevices, all that, so it sits there. And then that first inch of snow does not stick to the road. So you don't have to worry about salting that. It pretty much melts and doesn't stick, and if you have to scrape it, it comes right up and you're back to pavement. It's not something we'd use all the time, but it is a good handy thing to have for that rush hour
What is it?
storm. It's a machine that takes a bucket of salt and 100 gallons of water and mixes it together, makes it a liquid. So you're spraying it on the road as a liquid rather than a solid. And you can mix things with it, you can, what's
that's
that?
one contraption you're
Yep,
buying,
it's one unit, that's it.
and that'll do the whole town?
No, I mean, you gotta buy the unit, and then you're gonna have a tank on a truck, so it's the whole
No, I
setup.
understand, but it's one unit, one truck with it, it's not,
Yeah, you only need one truck. If a 4,000 gallon tank would probably do all we needed to do. And that would be a plastic tank that slides into a truck. It's not an expensive unit.
how much for the
Spray
whole
bar.
system?
I have it in here for 150, but figure with price change, 175,000. We already have tanks to store the material when you make it. You have to store it. It's just another tool that we can have to fight snow. That's, a lot of towns are doing it now. It's a kind of a big thing. We can buy the brine and tank it and do it that way, but you're gonna pay, you know, $1.50 a gallon every time you do it. Doing it this way doesn't cost a ton of salt, you know, 65 bucks.
We'll have to see when we can slide that in.
So that's on my more or less my wish list, but I think it would be a
No, but
benefit
let's
to
go
us.
back to the salt brine system. I have this feeling that, I'm familiar with this. You drive around and you notice even like the interstates are using chemical treatments and they're probably doing some sophisticated stuff, but I get it. I have this feeling you could probably save on some overtime and some labor in terms of like, the service would be better because I think your image of, you know, during rush hour makes a ton of sense to me because we've all had those snowstorms that go right at the wrong time and it's just impossible. So you get ahead of that, which would mean better quality. But I have this feeling you'd probably save a little bit too, because you don't have to then send everybody out and there's a rush. I don't know if it would pay for itself, but I bet it does partly, is my intuition. Does that like smell right?
It's another tool. Yes, it will save some time. Like if we were leaving work today at 3 and we knew we were gonna get maybe a dusting or an inch of snow tonight and it was cold out, if you get that brine down, it's not gonna freeze on the road. So you may not have to come in at all. I mean, it can save you that. You know, we come in to what we call mini lines, it's 6 guys, it's a mini route, that's all the main lines in town. You know, that's 6 guys, 4 hours, so, and plus all the salt you use, you're gonna use way more salt than you are brine. Brine is not,
Sure.
it's way less use.
Makes sense.
Salt's just a lot of waste in salt.
Now, for next year on the plan, what's going on with the roof?
I mean, I don't have any issues. I have one roof leak right now, but it's not something we can't handle. We've been, you know, just gotta get a roofer in and fix it.
So is that something we push off a year or two, or
Off, yeah.
a year or two?
You can go 2, that's fine. What I don't see on here, I don't know if I clipped it off by
On the
accident.
plan, we had...
You had a heating system at one time, right?
What?
The heating system. Been on there for years. I don't know why it's not on here.
Isn't that what you just said, the garage heater?
No, I'm talking the building, the office heater. That's a big roof unit. The other one's the garage heaters. It's different. So that used to be on there, I don't know why it's on.
What should be on there?
So the HVAC, basically, the HVAC system. It's old. I know I finally had to do some repairs on it this year. It's been great, but it's as old as the building. So, well, actually, it's probably about 30 years old, now that I think of it. So I just want it on there. I don't know where, and I don't even know price. I'd put $500,000 somewhere. Put it in the future, but let's get it on the list.
Freight line sweeper.
Yep.
We had that on for 275 and 28.
Yep. I'm gonna do that.
And then the fun part, gas tanks.
So, I'm gonna approach the finance committee with an idea. So, I looked into fuel tanks. I've been looking into above-ground storage, and I was at a conference where there was a guy that sells above-ground storage tanks. And I got his card, and they called me, came and visited me, sat down and talked, and he's really building tanks for hydrogen. So his deal is, we can get two 10,000-gallon tanks, which is what we have now, above ground, solar operated with electric backup, for free. The tank, maintenance, everything. The whole deal is you pay 5 cents a gallon. So when I buy fuel, wherever I buy it from,
Yeah.
they buy it, I owe them 5 cents a gallon. That's the deal.
How many gallons do we buy a year?
Gas, I think we do about 25,000. Diesel is more like 3,000.
That doesn't make any sense. 25,000 gallons at 10 cents is 2,500 bucks. At 5 cents, it's under 2,000.
I haven't dove into it all the way yet, but this was our quick conversation when he came to my office. I said, so what's the catch? What's the contract? He says, there's not even a contract. He says, I'm a hydrogen guy. I'm putting all my money in hydrogen. He says, those tanks, when hydrogen finally happens in this country, are set up for hydrogen, and that's what we're gonna sell, and you're gonna own our tanks, and it's a whole deal for the future. I said, so if I wanna get out of the deal, can I get out of it? Yeah, you can back out of it. I'm gonna get all this in writing in some kind of
Yeah.
form that I can, that's why I haven't seen you guys on it yet. I mean, even at 5 cents a gallon,
It's nothing.
oh,
How much would it cost to put those tanks in if you were to buy the
You're saying
tanks?
it's $1 million.
$1 million.
That's what I was going to bring up, is he was saying it was $1 million to dig up the old tanks and replace them with the new.
They're underground now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's
So they
gonna
gotta
cost.
separate dig out the old ones and whatever you need to do for that.
That needs to come out, and I don't know what the expense to
You
that
gotta
is.
spend something for that.
But
Yeah.
the new ones will be somewhere different
But
above
at
ground.
5 cents a gallon, it seems,
It almost doesn't make sense, and I can't believe that. I told you, that doesn't make sense to me. You gotta show me something in writing. So we're gonna re-meet again over the summer, talk about this. When I get all the information, I can present it
come
to you.
back.
I will present that, because it sounds like a no-brainer to me. It really does. You're talking, they do all the maintenance, they're solar powered. All we do is pay 5 cents a gallon.
something.
I guess the question is, what would it cost to buy the equivalent above-ground storage tank, separating, removing the old ones?
I think it would probably be more than $1 million at this point. $1 million was a few years ago, and that was
Just for the tanks, not for their disposal. Yeah,
just
that
set the tanks up, and
guy's got like a 700-year payback or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
like I
sense.
said, he's putting all his money into hydrogen. That's what he's thinking. Which I don't know
Look into
how close
it
in the
and come
future
back.
that is.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely will. It's too good to be true.
Yeah, I'm asking questions, but I appreciate that you're exploring alternatives and looking at things, even no matter how bizarre they might sound at first, right? It's good that we try.
Transfer station,
Yes. Do I have anything on there?
you have it for 27
What I have? I don't have that.
million bucks.
Oh, for moving the transfer station. I mean, I don't know, I'm poking away at it, we're setting up Asylum Street to do that eventually. I can sit there, it can jump forward, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Not in a huge rush. I just think I would like to see the transfer station in a better area where we could benefit, more with maybe a scale and
But if
stuff
we had to wait
like
a
that.
few years, that'd be okay.
That's fine, not in a rush.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to see a scale where we can, have building materials come in and weigh it and actually get paid. you know, and then actually probably profit off it. That would be the hope.
Last thing I have is for 28, a lift dumper number 4.
Yeah, that can move up. So if you're at 20, put in 29 for now, we can push that off. That's the beginning of my new round of trucks, so that's back in '08. Truck's still okay though, so.
Anything else?
Fuel tanks, lift, transfer stations, no problem. That's all I got?
Okay, I'll send you a reminder to get the 5 questions. Jamie, do you have any questions? Oh, okay. I think that's all we had on our agenda for tonight. And again, I can't tell you that we're going to support it
Yep.
because we don't know how much total money we're going to have, and capital this year was a little bit challenging because we have 175 budgeted, and 150 of it was supposed to go to Stacy for the second part of their HIVAC. Now, Craig said he may be able to slide that. We may not have any choice. What I worry about is we haven't spent 175,000 in capital in, I don't know how many years. One of your toys eats up most of it.
Yeah, no, those are the olden days. That's all you
So
guys
we've been
have,
counting
really?
on free cash,
Yeah,
but
no, I know, it's,
the budget's getting squeezed.
I'm well
away.
aware of it, so, I mean, you know, I'm gonna write our budgets accordingly, I haven't done mine
Well, we
yet.
just have to continue as if nothing is going to be disastrous until we find out.
Yep.
Motion?
Motion to adjourn. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you.